What's the line between a brutally honest friend and a toxic friend? And here are the responses. Number 1. A toxic friend takes obvious pleasure in shocking you with information they know will hurt. An honest friend directly tells you what you need to know, even if it's not what you wish to hear. Second. Are they brutally honest with you in public? Pointing out your flaws in front of others as if they're trying to embarrass you. Toxic. Are they pontificating about your laws almost as if they were saying you? Wrong. Be more like me. Disregarding the intricacies and differences of both of your personalities. Toxic. Do they say mean about their friends with you? They say mean about you behind your back. Third. Is there honestly meant to build you up or tear you down? Are they someone who is willing to also tell you good things about yourself, which is also honesty, or do they only focus on the negative? Do they take responsibility if they cross the line, or do they not care and insist that you are being too insensitive? Because if it's any of the latter, then they are a toxic person. In the end, if you really have to ask, then you probably know the answer already. Fourth. A non-toxic friend will respond to critical feedback that their brutal honesty is not welcome, and they will tone it down accordingly. A toxic friend will completely ignore such feedback, or worse may even step up their behavior out of spite. Fifth. Greater than honesty without tact is cruelty. Seriously. Being tactful lets the person know you have taken the time to see their position within reason, and are acting in good faith. I wouldn't really be friends with someone who conducted themselves otherwise. Sixth. Brutally honest is fair and has good intentions and should be able to tell when you don't need his opinion. Toxic is just putting you down. Does not try to help you and is inconsiderate of your feelings. Number 7. A brutally honest friend will say something and usually start with look, I don't want to say this but it has to be said, and then hit you with a brutal truth bomb, such as you're a proper dick when you're drunk, or I don't like your girlfriend, I think she is using you. These are from personal experience. A toxic friend will just say something regardless of truth or not and have a smile on their face and try to defend what they said until they come out with the classic line sorry not sorry, or I'm sorry you're upset about what I said. Number 8. You guys are all missing the bigger picture. The brutally honest friend won't always be being brutally honest. You'll have great times, laughs, and the occasional moment of brutal honesty. The toxic friends will always be toxic. Constant complaints, or comparisons. Twisting words or steering the conversation towards negativity, or being the center of attention. If you can't remember the last time you just had fun together, they're a toxic friend. 9th. Something I read once which I rather liked is people who pride themselves on being brutally honest are often more concerned with being brutal than being honest. When someone is always honest, and only accidentally brutal when that honesty happens to be rather harsh, is fine, but someone who always happens to find a way for their honesty to be uttered in the harshest, most brutal way possible is rather toxic. 10th. One can't be with you when you're happy. 11th. I think brutal honesty is more often an excuse on the part of the friend to justify a lack of tact. Don't blame me, I'm just being brutally honest. A good friend, or even just a reasonable human being, should generally be able to be honest and direct without being brutal. They might not, and often shouldn't, beat around the bush, but should realize that there's room for tact and grace, especially when they're saying something their friend may not like. So if someone would rather be brutally honest than tactfully honest and direct, they probably are already toxic. Exceptions apply, of course. But the only one I can think of is when tactful honesty has been tried and failed. 12th. Brutally honest is meant for your own betterment. Criticism, while harsh, is meant to get you in line and make the appropriate changes because they care about you, and being nice hasn't worked. Toxicity is flat out not caring about you. Any criticism isn't meant to better yourself, it's meant to better themselves in either wanting the changes that advance their own agenda, or they revel in simply making others feel bad about themselves. 13th. It comes down to intent. Both might point out some critical flaw in what a friend is doing, i.e., that choice of major is terrible, but the brutally honest one is trying to help, albeit maybe clumsily, while the toxic one is trying to be hurtful, tear down to build themselves up, make fun for other people nearby. Number 14. A brutally honest friend will tell you the bad, but they'll also tell you the good. A toxic friend will only point out the bad, usually to make them feel better. 15th. Acceptable brutal honesty. Beth is cheating on you, dumbass. Here's proof. Unacceptable brutal honesty. Goddamn, you have an ugly nose, you fell out the ugly tree face first didn't. 16th. Toxic friends never offer positivity. Everything said is negative, and never or rarely phrased in a way that is constructive. Your successes are looked upon negatively and often with jealousy. Your brutally honest friend gives you a criticism, and attempts to help you solve the problem they've pointed out. If it's a problem that may cause you embarrassment or public shame, they tell it to you in private, and again constructively, and offer solutions. Your brutally honest friend is also as open and honest with their praise and should be cheering you on with your successes. Number 17. Brutal honesty is dealt to you for your benefit. Toxicity is dealt to you for their benefit. 18th. Intent is the difference maker. Brutal honesty to make you feel bad equals toxic. Brutal honesty to stop you up and help you improve equals friend. 19th. So I feel kinda stuffy and lame, using a paraphrased principle from allegedly from Socrates, but this is where I draw the line. 1. Is it truthful? 2. Is it useful? 3. Is it kind? Either way, I generally steer clear of brutally honest people, because that phrase usually means I won't take responsibility for my own antagonism. 20th. A brutally honest friend will wait till their opinion is asked for. Do not forget to like and subscribe and comment down below with your own answer. Click for the notification bell icon so we can update you with our new videos. Till next time.